Okay, we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode on Rise and Clarity Insider. Today, subject we're talking with Natalia. We already did the first episode. Today, like we continue by another subject, talking about power, control, and surrender. Why we're afraid of a real intimacy. So I think my guest is the best person to talk about this subject. Thank you for joining me, Natalia. How are you doing?
Oh my God. You think I'm the best to talk about that?
Yeah, yeah. It's especially with our like modern days. Um, there's a lot of like things going on between the man and the women in general.
Mhm.
They truly meet in different ways through social media, through like application dating apps, and yeah, sometimes in the same like in the family they have like battles, like ups and downs. And I don't know, to be honest, what really happened. Like they are confused intimacy with control, or what like secretly turned like what the power between both of them, like who giving connection. Maybe sometimes they having a problem to admit, or just to be honest and just like remove all the masks between, like the masks between them. What do you think?
I do write about that actually. And lately I have been writing about it a lot. So I don't know. That's a good space actually to talk about that. You know what I think? I think that we have confused um intimacy with control. Because intimacy is really terrifying. And control feels safer to us because it's predictable, it's manageable. And I think what we chase now most um, is connection where we can feel seen and safe. And yes, when I think a lot of us, we are more, turned on by power, even more than we admit. We don't even admit it to ourselves. And but I'm not talking about that, the toxic, the manipulative part of that control, right? I'm talking about, the energetic part. Like when someone, I'm really drawn to men who are like fully themselves, like energetically. You can feel it as a woman. Um, because that man, that he really doesn't collapse, he doesn't pretend, he doesn't really play small to be liked, right? It's like, like power but without ego, like depth but without really control. Like I'm talking about some kind of a presence, but it's
Mm,
it's not like pretentious, it's not pretending. And maybe that's why so many of the relationships, they feel like a negotiation, really, instead of a meeting. And I feel like we really, what we really are trying to do, we're trying to like manage each other, manage each other's insecurities, maybe, right? Manage each other in a way that we show up, um rather, right, or instead of letting ourselves to be seen, to be moved. So I think that real intimacy asks for surrender, right? Not dominance. And surrender is really much harder to control. And surrender is very difficult. It's very difficult because you become vulnerable, and vulnerability provokes,
Yeah,
and we're scared of it.
because
Like what?
they think it's weakness, right?
Yeah,
Surrender is weakness.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's easier to be turned on by control. Really, it's easier because you can hide certain sides of you, right? That you yourself don't want to look at. And intimacy, intimacy is terrifying. It's just terrifying.
Mm.
It's terrifying to most people. It's terrifying to me, and I admit it. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, um, I am really scared of the real intimacy, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure it's gonna be plenty of women over here who's gonna be feeling exactly the same. You know?
Yes, and so after this this like conversation or like starting the topic, what would be the like not the standard relation or like what's the equation in general? Is there any equation or just like keep the relation flowing ups and downs, just keeping with the flow? What's you know what I mean? Like sometimes you ask yourself, I am surrounded, or I have to do some power, I have to control, I have to balance sometimes, So really, like, what's the best in a relation in general? Keep it with the flow.
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah. No, I'm talking in general because like I know
Yeah,
it's very subjective.
it
It's
is. Yes, it is very
it's a
subjective.
subject very deep, but yeah, sometimes you ask yourself if you're doing something wrong, if not. So just keep it. Personally, I keep it with the flow. It's
Hmm.
both of us. We discover, we grow, we evolve emotionally, we fail. Um, there's a lot of uh, things going on, in a
Yeah,
relation. Just
it's
you
like a
have to,
game. Yeah,
yeah,
it's like a
you
game.
have to. In my opinion, I have just to watch, to take some notes to myself, what's going
Hmm.
on, and if it's meant to be to continue, like to see how we evolve, we'll continue. If not, things will figure it out by itself. So, especially these days, like, let's talk a little bit about the dating apps. I don't know if you if you don't mind talking about this, because nowadays, like digital, everything is digital. Everything, like, we are sometimes isolated uh, in different countries that you go to work, you come, you open your dating app, you see some pictures, yalla, let's do this. um, you go out, you see different person, you try to, like, things not going on correctly. So I don't know what you define a healthy relationship in general after this, or is there any healthy relation?
I'm not on dating apps, so I have no idea.
Yeah,
But
me too, but I'm
um,
talking because this subject
yeah,
is
but
really.
I see some of my friends too, and we talk about it a little bit. And it's interesting though to really view that dynamic on dating apps. I'm not an expert. I really have no idea. Um, but what I've seen and what I've heard so far from my friend, um, it feels like people are looking for um, dopamine. Very fast dopamine. Like we find dopamine in various ways. Like, let's say Instagram is another way of dopamine. Like you scroll, scroll, scroll. Like you feed of that instant, I don't know, pleasure of seeing something that you like. And I feel the same in these dating apps right now. Is the same thing. Like people are looking for a fast way to, satisfy their curiosity, creativity, or whatever the hell this is might be, right? It's like an extremely fast way to satisfy yourself. Nobody really wants to go deep. It's just, I guess it's not customary right now from what I've heard. Are you on dating apps? You said no.
No.
So we are not experts. Not neither me nor you. So we really can't talk about that.
No. I
But I
was
can
like,
just like hop off whatever my friend was telling me, and I was laughing. And sometimes it's sad, sometimes it's funny. But I see one common like thing, just a very fast dopamine. That's all that is. I feel this is like I don't know, like a main disease, I believe nowadays. People are just trying to satisfy their needs extremely quickly, fast. It's a fast paced life. It's fast, fast food, fast sex, fast everything. Like everything should be fast, and I'm done. Okay, let's see what's next. Who's next? Where I can get that dopamine next. This person is no longer interesting. That book is no longer interesting. That movie is no longer interesting, or whatever. So we just like jump from place to place, from person to person, So
yeah. And healthy, do you think healthy relationship is when we start to drop our masks? Like if neither person tried to win in general, would we would we know who we are without the chase, or like how it works? It starts when we really admit that um I'm real with this person, like no masks to hide, and just like whatever it goes, like keep with the flow in the relation.
you know what I think? I think that if we do drop the masks that we wear, and if neither of the person, right, try to win, I think that's what's going to happen, is that most people wouldn't really know what to do with themselves. You know why? Because underneath that performance, that role, that mask that we wear is truth. And the truth is extremely raw. It's vulnerable. It's not polished. It's not seductive or strategic. It's just plain, raw truth, and it's terrifying. And I think it is very vulnerable, right? Very vulnerable in a way, and it scares people even more. I think it scares people even more than heartbreak. To me,
Oh,
I think so. Um, but if two people really can meet there, right, in that space, without armor, right, without any kind of angles that they're trying to avoid, I think that's where the real connection
yeah.
lives, in that particular space. And it's not really in a chase. It's not really in that roles that you play every single day. It's not really a power play. It's not that. It is like, it's like a very quiet kind of honesty, who I am right now, right? And I'm talking about myself, right? For me, like the most, I believe, erotic thing is for someone to show up in front of me without trying to impress me. Just be completely raw and honest and true to himself. Just presence, just like presence and reality. And it's like it's like two nervous systems. They actually meet in this space, and they are not negotiating anything. They're just meeting in this space, and they're being able to see each other. That's how I view it. And
Yeah.
it's terrifying, actually. It is terrifying. And lately I've been writing a lot about actually exactly the same subject that I'm talking about. I just recently wrote text about us wearing masks and what we hide behind those masks. But what I told you stands. It's a universal thing. What we hide beneath all those masks is truth. Truth that we don't want anybody to see. So is that person on the other side, is he or she is able to hold that truth? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's terrifying. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes. It means like, are you able even to listen to what's truly is the reality in general? If you are willing to talk, are you willing to listen at the same time?
Yeah.
It's really interesting because in my opinion, my personality, after like every struggle that I had in my life, I have no problem to discuss my ego, how my personality is evolving 10 years ago till now, traumas, the fear, removing my masks. I'm writing without masks, even without filter. My writings even are evolving insanely in a good way.
I actually noticed that. I've read the last two of your articles, and I've seen how much vulnerability you put in there, actually. So yes, I can see that.
Yeah. So if the people, like my partner or any relation, it's not only my partner, the friends, the family, are you willing to listen? That's the question. Are you willing to listen the true story or the truth, or you're just talking, or replying or answering? Because it's really a deep question, and this is related to when you said before, the surrender is terrifying.
Yes, it is.
And
vulnerability is terrifying.
Sorry, intimacy.
Yeah.
Intimacy is the terrifying part. Yeah. So I remember also, I heard someone telling me, I am willing to tell you like everything, because I was like, give that small space to someone to talk. You know what I mean? To talk without mask, which is, I think this is the where I win my relations in general, with friends, with family, with my partner. So it's sometimes it's great to slow down, and to just talk to yourself. Are you and ask a lot of questions like, are you willing to really admit if you want this to be applied to your partner? Is it applied to you in the first place? So it's a very, like very like conversation and discussion, but it's really important. And that leads us to the final point.
But before we go there, it's let me ask you, because I've been listening to you, and it's I want to ask you as a man though.
Yeah.
What so what is harder for you? Um what is harder for you, being chosen, right? Or being like truly seen? Because there's a very fine line about that. It's a big difference. So the woman, she can choose you like for, I don't know, maybe you make a lot of money, right? Or maybe you just look good. Or you look good and make a lot of money, which is which is also very good. Um, or when she sees you as real you, and you can feel the difference.
Yeah. Uh, it's a good question, but I think if she sees me as like, it's good for me if she sees the true me. You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
choosing in a different has different standards. You know, sometimes money, sometimes there's a lot of criterias, but the real me, it hits in a different aspects. So choosing is inside the reality of you, you know,
Hmm.
um, because I've been evolved in a way, remove my old layers.
Hmm.
You know, I told you before in our previous live session,
Yeah.
we've been in a society that you're a man, you have to do this, you have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of
There are a lot of
responsibilities,
cliches about men and women. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
a lot of responsibilities, and you're a man, you don't have to cry, you don't have to do this, you don't have to. So when I came
Yeah.
here,
And you always have to manage everything. So what will happen if you like stop managing the dynamics, right? And you just let the moment unfold,
yeah,
because we are talking about losing that control,
this is
right?
what
So what will
happened.
happen?
This is
Yeah.
what happened in my life, especially here, like recently, 2 years recently now. I
Mhm.
just keep it with the flow, you know. Sometimes I lose, sometimes I win, sometimes I admit that I fail in this relation, or I fail with my friend, or with my family, with my siblings, with my
Mhm.
brother. You know, I just like go it and remove everything, remove all the masks that I was
Yeah.
wearing in a
Yeah.
society that it frame you and it gives you um, an image or a position in some way, which is you don't want to wear it anyway. You don't want to wear the society masks
Mhm.
because you don't deserve it, even if you're the truly you or not. You don't deserve it. So I came here and I lost a lot of stuff, and it sets me free. It sets me free, and you know that the freedom for a man, it's something like always where we're chasing to define
Yeah.
ourselves
Yes.
in a in a modern society. So freedom is a big thing, and I think after everything happened, I can manage everything now. Like there's unstoppable capabilities that I can handle, and I had uh, a lot of evolving, you know, in my career and in my emotions. So I studied my emotions. I write down my emotions, what the features, you know, from my partner, the
Yeah.
feelings, what I'm feeling now. So I just also remembered my childhood because,
Mm.
you know, my child, like the childhood and the adolescent, it's where you catch the emotions, you build your personality until
Yeah.
you be mature. So you have to like you have to be in that person in order to see what was going wrong, why I'm now doing this action, not that action.
Yeah.
Or for you, as an example, Natalia, like, to see your background, like why you're telling me that, and why you're like, even like put put yourself in the shoes of others in order to understand them. Whatever is the relation, your partner, your friend, your family, whatever it is, whoever it is, when we put ourselves in the shoes of others, that's it. The game is over. You know, the game is over when we understand each other. I think this is the level of, I'm not talking about my ego now, because it's not a super ego. It's the wisdom, how to, I think, to judge the time and to trust the relation, and just like keep with the flow, and everything will show at the end. So this is
How
why
did
they're
you
really. Hmm?
how did you learn to work with emotions? Because it's very interesting what you just said. Um, Usually, what I see is women really going deep inside themselves and trying to find out and what they feel, because this is a deeply feminine kind of a thing to do, to really identify an emotion and accept it and work with it. It's not very typical of men. That's why when you said that, I was like, that's interesting. How did you learn that? How did you come up even to this very, very cool realization that you really need to name the emotion, you really need to identify the emotion, and then work with it? Because like in an energetic kind of a way, right, when you identify an emotion, when you accept it, right, in your body, um that emotion stops controlling you. It loses control. You kind of like, um you kind of like become in control, instead of your emotion.
Yeah,
So how did you come up with that? Because this is really cool. I don't really see men going deep into that layer.
yeah. Usually, when I was a child, like, I was introvert.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I was introvert. So when I came to Canada, and like when I grew up, I learned how to be extrovert, open to society, open minded, go out. I'm super positive, you know, uh, despite everything happened. So I'm super curious about what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, and how I build a good relation with people in general.
Mhm.
So I ask myself, okay, there's a lot of things in my head or in my heart that I need to empty it, like write it out, or just because
Uh-huh.
something bothered me. Sometimes something bothered me, and even it's not for the feminine. Also, it's a masculine thing. Like
Oh yeah. Yeah.
the man has to
Yeah.
admit, the man has to
Yeah.
admit, like, you have to cry, you have to feel, you have to speak, you have to do whatever you want in order to feel good.
Absolutely.
So I started by the first point of what is emotion.
Mm.
I start searching about the concept, what is emotion, the neuroscience behind the emotion.
Wow.
Um,
So you did it all by yourself. That's quite cool.
yes, it's a bit of research, some podcasts on YouTube, some stuff, some like writing and reading at the same time. So what
Mhm.
is emotion? And it leads me to case studies, scientifically speaking, and they get
Uh-huh.
back to define the emotion. They get back and give me examples in the childhood
Wow.
of a person. And
So you did the whole research by yourself. I mean, you've been your own therapist. That's,
yes, and I
people
applied.
spend lots of money to do what you did on your own.
Yes, and I applied. True, and I applied this childhood, the case study that they did, that is scientifically, to my case, which is
Hmm.
how I was before, or asked the people around me how I was before when my mom leave me in a school and she left. How was my
Yeah.
reaction?
How did
Did
you
I
feel?
cry? Yeah,
Yeah.
did I cry, or
Yeah.
nothing happened? When she came back, did I
Mm.
do some reaction? I was super introvert. I was
Yeah.
super like nonchalant, nothing, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was trying to define my emotion and bring it to the future or bring it now and start, okay, this is what I
Wonderful work,
was.
Alan. I'm applauding you. Like really, it's very cool.
So this is what I feel now. Okay, let's write my emotions down,
Hmm.
what I feel, and now I'm extrovert. Okay, so what you have to admit, you want to cry now, let's cry. I cried many nights, in order to evolve and remove all the negative energy from my body,
Yeah.
If I'm happy, let's be happy, like and everything's
Hmm.
not only one feeling or one emotion. So I count them and I count the features that I had with my relations, my partner, my friends, my family, and also I pick two-person in my life and see their features in my life, like what they bring me. Natalia, they bring me a good conversation on Substack. She's a great partner. Ta ta ta. So and start to compare what I
Hmm.
feel and what I feel in a paper and what I had as a feature of me and the
Hmm.
feature of them, and start to compare. Which is
Good.
I found myself back to my personality, and this is why I enjoy my own partner and my relations at the same time, when I'm alone and when I'm with them. This is how you grow.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And this is
Beautiful.
not only with emotions. This is whatever I want to discover. I do that, like a little bit of research with some case studies and, you know, and find out. It's
That's a good topic for you to write next time.
emotions.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah.
I think you can really nail it for especially for the man who's gonna read you. I think it's gonna be very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think also still some like people, men in general, they don't want to admit that they have to face it, but you
Hmm.
have to face it in order to set you free, which is freedom for man is something. this
Yeah,
is
that's
this
what
is
I
me.
told you. Yeah. They stop controlling you. I mean, you um look at it like from like the viewer's perspective, just from the outside. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the last point uh is about, we are talking about why does surrender feel like losing when maybe it's the only way to feel truly seen. So
Hmm.
usually partner do that, surrendered in order to truly seen. That's the thing. Because
Uh,
sometimes I feel myself seen without even surrender. Just I remove my mask and talk, or I listen to my partner.
mm. Listen, I think, you know what I think? I think just mm, let me phrase it. I think that most of us were taught that surrender is something that happens to you, right? But not something that you choose intentionally. See what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Um, because we've learned we've learned surrender, right? In the worst, I believe, ways possible, right? Through disappointment, through what? Through rejection, through some kind of an emotional imbalance, right? So our body, right, it stores surrender, um, and treats surrender like some kind of a danger, but not
Yeah.
intimacy. And I think that kind of surrender, it's not a connection, right? It feels like a collapse, and that's what
Mm.
we're scared of. Um, but to me, what I think that surrender, um, I think the surrender is not about giving up your power, because that's what we think, right? I think that surrender it's opening that guard, right, within yourself, but opening it enough for the other person to actually see you as real you and to touch you as a real you. And as I said, it is extremely terrifying. It is extremely terrifying because once you let yourself be seen like that, right, you can't really hide anymore, right? You can't really hide behind that role, behind that persona, right, that you created. But still, right? Still, I think that when it is with the right person, then surrender isn't going to be about losing something at all. And it's the moment when your body finally stops fighting, right?
Yeah.
And it just lets itself be met by other person fully. And I think it's the only way, really. I think it's the only way for us to be fully met, mirrored, and fully known. I think that's the only way.
Surrender with the right person.
Yeah.
It might be super positive, as you
Yes.
said.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. This is how I feel about it. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
saying that I am like,
No, but you're right. You write a lot about these topics.
listen
That's
to
right.
me and that's what's gonna happen. I'm just saying what goes through my body, what I feel like it should be, I think, to
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
And you write a lot about these topics. That's why like you're the right person to talk about men
I
and
do.
women
Yes,
and
I do write about it.
relations. Yeah.
I do touch very sensitive subjects. They are sensitive for me.
Yeah.
They're sensitive for me, and I write mostly about what I feel vulnerable, what I project as vulnerable, and I guess that's why it's being met by other people with such resonance, because I openly talk about these things that many people really do not want to
Yeah.
talk openly.
This
But
is what
I
we
do, yeah,
this is
yeah,
what I'm trying to do. We are trying to do in Rise and Clarity Insider, to
yeah,
rise, to remove all the masks, to
yeah,
find ourselves, to uh,
yeah.
evaluate ourselves and evolve in a good way. So that's why we link to each other. Yeah, go ahead. You're saying something.
No, I was just saying that by doing this, it's not that I wanna, um, like showcase myself. Oh, look at me, how cool I am, or whatever that is. It really is not about that for me. It is. I've understood that I really want to, for other people, by looking at me, by looking at what I'm doing, right, by looking at how open I am, I want for them to find that space within themselves, that they can do it as well. They can also do something like that, because my whole probably mission of why I'm writing is to inspire other people, other women, other men. I know that men started to read me even more than women, which I'm very happy about. That means that this, emotional vulnerability is getting into the men's world, and this is quite cool. So this is what I don't want to showcase myself. I just want to show people that It's possible, it's liberating, and it's extremely therapeutic.
Yeah.
First of all, for yourself when you do something like that, you know?
And even in my writings, I heard recent feedback that no filter. It's becoming better in my writings than before a year ago, and plus I find like the mission is getting more clear for me now to teach people
Mhm.
how to rise. And they told me sometimes your words are like very standard, like la vie en rose, but it's not this. It's really when you try to discover to rise, you find a
Exactly.
lot of mistakes in yourselves, a lot of failure,
Exactly.
a lot of
And you're not
behaviors.
afraid to put it out there.
Show them, to
To put it
show
out
them.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because people they are not talking about like how to rise is like I remember one time I write an article how to be in 5 tips to elevate your humanity.
Uh-huh.
This topic, it's a real concept to talk
Yeah.
about. Five
Yeah.
tips to elevate your humanity. It's something like looks like or heard like okay,
Yeah.
you're talking a lot of standards or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a real deep when you try to find the 5 tips. It's
I agree
super
with you.
simple but hard to do them.
Absolutely. But you know what the hardest things? The hardest things, we make them complicated, really. They are not complicated.
Yeah,
Everything is on the surface and everything is extremely simple. It's not, we
yeah.
make it complicated. Michelle said, "Oh, Michelle, I love you. You help women to be comfy in their sexy skin." Girl, I love you. Thank you.
And she said
Yeah, I
before because
try.
she's
I
hiding, of
really
course.
do. It's, again, it's not a showcase. It's just who I am, and I show up as myself, and that's probably why it resonates with everybody. I'm not pretending to be anybody.
Yeah. And I think also in the Rise in Clarity, when we interact together, we match with the same under a same small umbrella that we need to find the clarity in people that they really need in
Mhm.
any topic. It's not only relations in any topic, but usually when it comes to relation, woman and man, I like jump to you and you're the you're the person who's
I'm the girl.
responsible. You're writing a lot about these topics, so why
Yeah,
not um like open up and talk about it.
sure.
Yeah.
Listen, we can talk about some other things next time.
Yes,
I
for sure.
feel like people are watching and they're commenting. Michelle, I love you too. So
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much and have a good day. And I hope everyone enjoy the episode. It will be on Substack, on YouTube too, on Instagram. Thank you so much.
thank you
Have a
so
good
much.
day, Natalia.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Ellen. Thank you.
Bye, Natalia.